What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of rhythm, passion, and pure, unadulterated noise. We're talking about drumming. More specifically, we're going to follow the journey of a young drummer from the moment that first spark hits all the way to owning the stage. It's a story many of you might relate to, and for those just starting out, think of this as your roadmap. It all begins with a single moment. Maybe it's watching a live concert, seeing that drummer at the back, a powerhouse of energy, driving the whole band forward. Or maybe it's simpler. Tapping your fingers on a desk, your feet on the floor, creating beats out of thin air. For our young drummer, let's call him Alex. It was a video he saw online. A street performer, armed with nothing but a couple of overturned buckets and a pair of beat-up sticks, creating a rhythm so infectious, so full of life, that Alex was instantly hooked. He didn't just hear the music. He felt it in his chest. That's the call to adventure right there. The moment you realize this is something you have to do. So what's the first step? For Alex, and for many of us, it wasn't a shiny, expensive drum kit. Nope. It was a pair of cheap wooden drumsticks from a local music shop and a rubber practice pad. This is the humble beginning for so many drummers. The practice pad is your best friend. It's where you build the foundation, where you learn the language of drumming. The first thing Alex had to tackle was the grip. Seems simple, right? Just hold the sticks. But there's an art to it. The matched grip, where both hands hold the sticks the same way, is the most common. Then there's the traditional grip, a little trickier.
With one hand holding the stick differently. A holdover from old military marching drummers. Alex stuck with matched grip.
It felt natural, balanced. He spent hours, literally hours, just hitting the pad to sound exactly the same. Consistent. Controlled. It's not glamorous, but this is where the muscle memory starts to form. Next up, the rudiments. This word might sound intimidating, but rudiments are just the basic building blocks of drumming. Think of them as the scales a pianist learns or the ABCs of rhythm. The most fundamental of all is the single stroke roll. Right, left, right, left. Simple, but the goal is to make it sound like a machine gun, perfectly even, smooth, and fast.
Alex practiced it slow, painstakingly slow.
With a metronome. Click, dot, dot, dot. Tack, dot, dot. Click, dot. Then faster. Click, dash. Right, right, left, left. This one's a bit tougher. Getting that second bounce from the stick requires a delicate touch and wrist control. And of course, the paradiddle. Right, left, right, right. It sounds like its name, doesn't it? Paradiddle, paradiddle. These rudiments are the drummer's secret weapon. They might seem boring at first, but every cool fit, every complex beat you've ever heard is just a creative combination of these basic patterns.
Alex spent months on that practice pad, his bedroom filled with the sound of rubber being whacked. driving his family just a little bit crazy. But he was building his vocabulary.
Finally, the day comes. The day you sit behind a real drum kit for the first time.
For Alex, it was a used, slightly beat-up 5-piece kit he got for his birthday.
A kick drum, a snare, 2 rectums, a floor tom, and a couple of cymbals. It was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. Sitting on that throne, surrounded by all these potential sounds, is a feeling like no other. It's both exhilarating and completely overwhelming. The first thing you learn is what's called the money beat. It's the simple rock beat you've heard in thousands of songs. It's the foundation. You play the hi-hats with your right hand on every beat. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The kick drum with your right foot on beats 1 and 3.
And the snare drum, the backbeat, with your left hand on beats 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a coordination puzzle. Your 4 limbs are all doing different things at the same time.
The first attempt, sir. Clumsy.
This is the first major hurdle for any new drummer. Your brain knows what it's supposed to do, but your body just won't cooperate. Alex struggled for weeks. It was frustrating. He'd get one part right and another would fall apart. But he kept at it. Slow it down, break it apart. Just kick and snare. Now add the hi-hat. Over and over. And then one day it clicks. For a glorious 10 seconds, everything locks in. The groove is there. It feels amazing. You feel like a rock star. And then you lose it again. But now you know it's possible. Once you have that basic beat down, a whole new world opens up. You start playing along to your favorite songs. This is crucial. It's how you learn song structure, how you learn what to play, and more importantly, what not to play.
Alex put on his headphones and jammed along 2 simple rock tracks.
He'd miss fills, get lost in the chorus, but with every song, he got a little better, a little more confident.
He started to understand the role of the drummer, to be the heartbeat, the anchor, the foundation that the rest of the band builds upon. The next stage is developing your own voice. This is where you move beyond just copying others and start creating. You experiment. What happens if I move my right hand from the hi-hat to the ride cymbal during the chorus? What if I had an extra kick drum note just before? This is where all that time on the practice pad pays off. Those rudiments, now they become awesome sounding drum fills that connect different sections of the song. The paradiddle that sounded so mechanical on the pad suddenly becomes a funky, syncopated groove when you move your hands around the kit. Alex started to develop his own style. He loved the powerful, straightforward drumming of rock, but he also fell in love with the intricate, ghost note-filled patterns of funk. He started blending them, creating his own hybrid feel. He learned about dynamics, playing soft, playing loud, and everything in between. He discovered that the space between the notes is just as important as the notes themselves. Drumming isn't just about hitting things. It's about making music. Of course, the journey isn't a straight line. There are plateaus, weeks, even months where it feels like you're not getting any better. This is a critical moment. It's where many people give up. The key is to push through. For Alex, this meant seeking out new challenges. He started learning more complex styles, like jazz, with its syncopated ride patterns and improvisational feel. He took a few lessons from an experienced local drummer who pointed out bad habits he developed and opened his eyes to new concepts. He learned to read drum notation, which unlocked a library of educational books and transcriptions. And then comes the ultimate test, playing with other people. Joining a band. This changes everything. Suddenly, you're not just playing to a metronome or a recording. You're interacting with other musicians in real time. You have to listen. You have to look in with the bass player to form a tight rhythm section. You have to react to what the guitarist and singer are doing. It's a conversation. Alex's first band practice was a nerve-wracking disaster. He was so nervous he rushed the tempo. He dropped his sticks. He forgot a fill he'd practiced 100 times. But the other guys were cool about it. They'd all been there. They just started the song again and again. By the end of the session, they had managed to get through one whole song without it completely falling apart. It was a triumph. From there, it's a whirlwind of writing songs, rehearsing in cramped, sweaty rooms, and eventually playing your first gig, stepping onto a stage, seeing people in the audience, and counting off that first song. There's no feeling on earth like it. All those hours on a practice pad, all the frustration, all the calluses on your hands. It all becomes worth it in that single moment when the band kicks in and the crowd starts moving. The journey of a drummer never really ends. There's always something new to learn, a new style to explore, a new technique to master. From a boy tapping on buckets to a confident musician holding down the groove. It's a path of dedication, persistence, and a deep love for rhythm. It's about finding your voice in the beat. So, if you're that person tapping on your desk right now, wondering if you should start, the answer is yes. Get some sticks, find something to hit, and begin your journey. It won't be easy, but I promise you, it will be one of the most rewarding things you ever do. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you're a drummer, share your own origin story in the comments below. What was the moment you knew you had to play? And if you're just starting out, ask any questions you have. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.